I'm now going to call this meeting to order of the Student Success Committee. It is 5:31, and we will start with a call to order. Oh, I already did that. Hello. Next, roll call. Erica Benavides Garcia, here. Jackie Levin Ramos is absent. Ms. Cindy Liendo,
Present.
and Ms. Lizzie Newsom.
Absent.
Okay, we'll go on to the fall enrollment report. Ms. Jessica Trevino. Thank you.
With the latest numbers.
Oh, great, great. Thank you.
Straight off the press. Good afternoon, committee members. Jessica Trevino, Associate Vice President of Enrollment Management for the record. I will be presenting this evening on 3 topics. The first one talking about the enrollment report, then the numbers regarding financial aid, a very quick summary overview, but I do have details if you need them, and commencement numbers.
Okay, good.
Okay, so this is the enrollment report. We are now looking at spring 2026 because registration for the winter semester and the spring semester is already open.
Okay.
We are actually on the 6th day of registration. So what you see on the right-hand side for 2025 is actually the final enrollment number of spring 2025. So the 10,974 is that final enrollment number. On the left-hand side, you see the 5,161 students that we have enrolled thus far up to date, literally 10 minutes ago. However, I do want to point out that the numbers that you see with an asterisk, for instance, out of the 1,838 students for the spring of 2026, 450 of those are solely registered for winter semester and the regular semester. For those that are only registered for winter semester, you will see them on the top, small number with a little asterisk. So 57 students are considered visiting students, which means they're only registered for the winter semester.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go
So
ahead.
then, of the 1,838, 450 are winter semester also, is that what you said?
Correct. So
Okay.
out of the 1838, 450 are also enrolled in the winter semester class.
Also,
Mhm.
in addition
In
to?
addition to the
And then the
spring.
57 is just by
Just
itself?
winter semester by
Okay.
itself. Correct.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Anybody?
So now I did want to show you, I know I scare you at first by showing you that I have 5,813 students still to go in terms of enrollment, but the
Mhm.
second slide regarding enrollment actually breaks it to date. So
Okay.
this is spring of 2025 as of November 17 of 2024 versus November 17 of 2025. So this is an actual depiction of a date-to-date comparison. So as you can see here, the dual enrollment team has been really stepping it up. First and foremost, a shout out to our dual enrollment partners who submitted their rosters for enrollment early. And we are hoping to finish the dual enrollment registration no later than this Friday, so we can go on break at ease, knowing that all students for dual enrollment have been registered. If you take a look here, this date last year, we only had 1,201 students registered. So versus this year, we are at 5,161 students already registered, again, on the 6th date of registration, which puts us at 3,960 students ahead of today last year. Questions on enrollment?
No, ma'am. Go ahead.
Moving on to the financial aid report. So the financial aid report, I tried to simplify as much as we possibly could. As you can see here, we are in the middle of a year, which is we concluded the fall 25, but we still have the spring and the summer of 2026 to go. So the figures that you see here, again, for 25-26 only include the fall. However, for 24-25, it includes the entire year, fall, spring, and summer. We are already very much mirroring the number of applications that we had last year. So as of today, we have 9,665 financial aid applications that have been processed. Last year, full year, we had 10,145. So we're getting really close. A good observation here, I know Dr. Ramirez points out the significant increase, more than double in the number of verifications, which means these are the applications that the Department of Education sends us to actually verify additional information. That information can range in all areas, whether it's citizenship, income information, dependency information, and a little bit of everything pretty much in terms of the verification process that is taking place.
So with those, do you all call them in and you do a one-on-one in person, or how does that work?
Yes. So first, the verification process actually comes in from the Department of Education, and it gets inputted into the student's self-service account. The student in their dashboard at their fingertips has access to see if they were chosen for verification. That's the first thing. The second thing is they do get email notification automatically from the system, letting them know that they have been selected for verification and that they need to submit additional documentation. Sometimes we can accept uploaded documents for most of the documents, except when it's about identity verification, they do have to come in person.
Okay.
A third practice that is now being done following up with verification is everybody's getting a phone call. So we're calling you to letting you know that you are pending verification and that we need additional documents. Because the way verification works is right now we're asking for this set of documents. But after you submit this set of documents, we may or may not ask for other documents, depending on what you submitted.
Okay.
By we is not we like the Laredo College. By we is the federal government
Right.
may be requesting additional documentation because it all goes through the Department of Education. So I
So
just,
then we email and we phone call.
We put it on their self-service,
Oh,
we email,
self-service also.
and we phone call, correct?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
and self-service is accessible on their phones as well.
Okay.
So
Yes. So again, we talked about the applications and the verification. I do want to bring attention to the financial aid paid number. As of right now, for the fall 2025 semester, we have already paid our students $15,197,812. Again, this is fall 2025 only. We are still pending a couple of disbursements for fall 25, students coming in late with verification and whatnot that we can retroactively pay for fall. So those are still pending. But again, spring and summer have not paid out yet and will not pay out until the respective reporting date of each term. So as a reminder, we work majority in the 8-week terms. So sometimes we get a lot of phone calls for students. My refund didn't come altogether. That is correct. We only pay for the courses that you are enrolled for the first 8 weeks. And until the second 8 weeks begin, that's when we pay for the second 8 weeks. This is as a preventive measure to ensure that students who are enrolled for the second 8 weeks, if they have any changes in enrollment, we're able to capture those early before payment rather than after payment and then the student owes back. Okay?
that also helps to prevent the student defaulting on their financial aid and then getting put on financial aid suspension.
Right.
And so if something happens and the student doesn't end up coming the second 8 weeks, they end up withdrawing for the second 8 weeks. We didn't pay out that money, therefore it doesn't negatively impact the student's financial aid for future semesters. So it's a preventive measure.
Okay.
Right. And the pie chart reflects, as you can see, the majority of what we pay out is a Pell Grant fund. 80.7% actually of the 15 million, because this is only for fall 2025. Of the 15 million, 80% is Pell Grant. Other little grants combined are a little over $2 million. And then in scholarships, external scholarships, internal scholarships, and everything add up to 884,000. Yes.
Okay, Chair recognizes
That-
Mr. Dunham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think you answered my question. I was going to ask out of, because I know this is aid, but how much have we paid out from other either grants, Palomino Pledge, or anything like that? So it's a total of what you said, 800 and what?
884,866. Those are scholarships. I do have a breakdown exactly to the dollar if you want. Of Palomino
No,
Pledge.
that's fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to know what was the difference on the amount of not being aid that we've actually,
Yes.
that the kids have been awarded.
Yes.
But that's
So-
good. Okay. So then the 884 is on top of the 15 mil?
No, that's
It's all
included in the
together.
15
It's
mil.
included in,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, so the whole pie chart is included in the
Is-
15
yeah,
mil.
all of
Okay.
this is
It's just a
15.
breakdown of
Got
those
it.
15 mil.
Okay,
Perfect.
thank you.
And again, I do have detailed information if you prefer for the next committee meeting, so that when we have wrapped up numbers for fall, we can present how much were internal scholarships, how much were external scholarships,
Okay,
how much was Palomino Pledge, and the other grants, which ones are they and how they
that's
paid out.
good.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I think, Madam Chair,
Yes.
I think that might be a really good idea so we can know how much each grant is actually awarding, but then also so we could also see like the effect of like the grants plus like the Palomino Pledge and everything, how much it's actually taking a part into it. So we could be able to be notifying the public of what the college is also putting into
course.
besides whatever the federal government gives our students. But I think it would be a good idea.
Of course, and with the Palomino Pledge, I'll present it to you in two ways. Because one thing is all of the students who are eligible for Palomino Pledge, that's in the thousands.
Mhm.
So when I see the numbers, it's like, okay, we're not gonna have enough money. However, out of those 1,700, 1,800 that I see, X number have full Pell,
Yeah,
partial Pell. So in the end, our expenditure of the actual
it might not
fund
be that much.
becomes less, which
Yeah.
is a good opportunity for us because we're able to stretch Palomino Pledge in the long run to renew every semester the
Right.
students who are eligible.
Very good. Thank you.
Of course. And last but not least, fall 2025 commencement ceremony is preparations are officially underway. We are scheduled once again on Friday, December the 12th at the Saints Auto Arena. The ceremony will start promptly at 10 o'clock in the morning. Doors open to the public at 9 o'clock, including our graduates. And we do look forward to a ceremony that will probably end by noon, allowing our graduates perhaps some time for a meal with their loved ones after. And of course, to avoid the traffic at Loop 20 with all the construction happening right now. These are our expected commencement numbers, again, as of right now. We do have a total number of candidates who have submitted a graduation application of a little over 584. And number of students scheduled to participate in the commencement ceremony, a little over 420. These numbers are still fluctuating. We actually did get a couple of students coming into our office today asking if they could still apply. We had opened already a late application last week, but we are opening it once again internally tomorrow from 8 in the morning to 8 p.m. so that any latecomers have a chance to apply. It still seems very far away, but in true honesty, we only have 2 weeks to complete
I
their
know.
audit. So that's the reasoning behind the graduation application deadline. I do not anticipate a ceremony with more than 500 participants. So
I have a question. At commencement, I don't know what company do we use for the gowns, the cap and gowns, Herf Jones, or what company do we use?
So actually the cap and gowns are being sold internally at the college.
Okay, so do we have somebody there in case somebody forgot or whatever the case may be? Can they buy it there?
So we don't really have the sales at the arena because that'll entail handling of the cash and
Okay,
we do have a couple of extra lost tassels or whatnot. They're not necessarily the ones with the year.
okay.
It's still the gold tassel, but It's kind of what we've been carrying from before.
Okay.
But we do inform everybody, the graduates, that the last day to purchase is the day before the
Okay.
ceremony. So we do push all the way to the day
Through them.
before the ceremony.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone?
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll move on to presentation of general education core curriculum by Dr. Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina.
Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina, Provost Vice President of Academic Affairs. Sorry, I've been talking. It's the end of the semester. So good evening, board members of the Student Success Committee meeting, Dr. Ramirez and guests. So I'm here to present, as you all know, the famous Senate Bill 37. One of the components there is that annually we present to you all a listing of our general education, which in our definitions are basically is our core curriculum. So anytime there's changes, we have to come to you. So what I wanted to do, first of all, is introduce what the core curriculum today looks like at Laredo College. And as you can see, based on the listing, currently our core curriculum consists of 42 hours, and they're divided into 9 foundational component areas. So each component area has its respective courses, and under the law, they have to complete, as you can see, under communication, a student has to complete 6 hours of the communication component. In the math, same thing, 3 hours. In the life and physical science, 6 credit hours. So there's a long listing for science and math because, as we all know, when it comes to science and math, the degree plans ask for a very specific science or math course that aligns with the degree plans. And then, I'm sorry, it's in your packet.
We're reading it with you.
Or maybe I
I'm
should
reading.
also,
Update.
sorry.
Yes.
So I think I was with language. So yeah, science has a whole listing. And then language, philosophy, and culture they need to meet 3 credit hours. All of those are considered at Laredo College, part of the LPC, what we call. And then 3 hours of creative arts. And then 6 hours of American history. 6 hours of political science, 3 hours of social and behavioral sciences, and then 3 hours of the component area. Sorry, 6 hours of the component area.
So it's not 3 to 4, it's 6?
Sorry, 3 to 4.
Oh, okay.
3 to 4. So that's currently, the reason I wanted to bring it today is because I want to align it in the calendar, the general education listing with the lab and the liability fees that I'll present tomorrow. So that way, systematically as an institution, we have both on the calendar to present at the same time.
Okay.
So this is not to be confused with the comprehensive review of the general education plan that we have to do in the spring. By December of 2026, we have to submit a report to the state that talks about how each of our core curriculum classes align with 4 of the skills that they talked about in the Senate Bill 37. We're still working on that, but we'll present the comprehensive. Now, the comprehensive review has to be done once every 5 years. What I'm doing today has to be done annually. So the comprehensive review, if we do it in spring of 2026, then we could do it in 5 years again. Unless legislation changes again, then, we'll work in accordance.
You'll roll with the changes.
Exactly.
Well, and just for your information to add, there is a coordinating board core curriculum committee that is meeting during the interim session before the next legislative session. It's called a Negotiated Rulemaking Committee on Core Curriculum, where they're reviewing all of this. And so there may be some additional changes being made to the core curriculum. The discussion is that somewhere down the road, they want to reduce the number of core curriculum requirements. We've already started looking at what some of those might be and how we will adjust our core curriculum, trying to plan ahead and prepare for the possibility of that happening. In which case, the core curriculum of 42 may go down to 36 hours, may go down to 32 hours. It's just going to depend. And I think all of this is lining up to a previous discussion we've had about the core curriculum and the possibility of a 90-hour, 92-hour bachelor's degree. And so how is that going to be affected? And so just so that this committee is aware, both Dr. Tijerina, Dr. Ariazola, and myself, we're all listening to what's happening at the state level. How is it going to affect what all the committees that we all serve on in our respective areas, and what are we hearing so that we can plan accordingly for that? Because I do think that something's going to happen. I'm not exactly sure what, none of us are, but be aware that this does happen every year, and we want to bring it to you because not only are we required, but you should know. It is important that you know we haven't made any real constructive changes to this. This has been the core curriculum for a long time. One of the ideas is, do we really need, for non-science majors, a science with a lab?
Mhm.
Is it really required? We all agree that maybe, personally, we all agree that maybe we don't need it, but there are some degree plans out there for students that are transferring to other institutions that will require it. And so how do we negotiate that is right now one of the things we're discussing. And so down the road, next year, you may see some changes to this, but know that this is where we are today, and this is what we're moving forward.
Okay.
So I just wanted to present currently what it stands. Again, higher ed institutions do not have the power to declare the credit hours. That's something that THECB will declare for us, as well as the component areas. Where right now we have leverage is submitting a proposal per foundational area, and then it's up to the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board to accept it or not. But we don't have any say on the component foundational area. So like, in other words, communications,
History.
the
History, science,
mathematics,
Yes, yes.
so that, as Dr. Ramírez said, it may be subject to change. So I just wanted to present currently what it is, because now annually we have to review the listing of our general education, our core curriculum to the board.
Thank you. The chair recognizes Mr. Rangel.
Thank you. On your list, Dr. Tijerina, so we pretty much, what you're trying to say is we cut a couple of classes, correct?
Well, actually, back in 2013, we went from, I was looking at it today, because in a program review discussion, I said, hold on. I was a dean when this happened. We went from 44 to 42 hours. So back then, only 2 hours were dropped from the core. What the future holds, we're not sure. I mean, it may stay the same. It may, I know back in 2013, I think Senate Bill 25 declared to try to drop it to 30 hours,
Oh, wow.
but that didn't pass. And so I think the conversation is out again in dropping or lowering the number, but we're not sure.
Have you
to-
gotten an estimate of supposedly what
Not
hours they
really.
might be looking at?
Not really.
No.
And so if it does drop, they tell us how many credit hours, or we decide?
No,
No,
they
they do.
will tell us.
That's what I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's not
what
a-
we're allowed to, correct me if I'm wrong, going to what Ms. Benavides Garcia is trying to say is they dictate the hours.
Right.
We get to hopefully submit a list of classes that would match those 42 hours that they're telling us that we have to match, correct?
So if you look back on the, oh,
They
I
wanna
don't
say
know.
something. There's-
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hello.
That's okay.
We acknowledge Ms. Newsom's attendance, but you want to go over there because it has all the papers and everything. I'm sorry. I know, we talked about that.
So yeah, so, okay, so
So to
I'm
answer your
trying to understand it.
question,
So if the state gives us a certain amount of hours that we have to comply by, we are allowed to submit what classes we would like, but with not a guarantee that they're going to accept it.
correct.
Okay.
And also, we have to look at that point, what is the component area declared, right? Is it going to stay as communication? Because,
Oh, okay.
let me explain, at Laredo College, as an example,
Okay.
communication, it's 6 hours, right?
Uh-huh.
We, as an institution, declared English 1301 and English 1302. A university may say, we don't want English 1301, but we want a speech class and an English 1302. So the,
23
the,
of whatever.
Okay.
yeah, so whatever courses we declare per area, that's the liberty right now with the institutions. But we cannot change, like I cannot change communication, the area. The
Right.
area is handed to us.
Yeah.
And then we look at the description of that area and what courses align with that area.
Okay. So then tomorrow, when you said you're bringing this item tomorrow, you're gonna bring it with a financial impact.
Well, no, not the core curriculum,
Oh.
but the lab fees and the
Okay, got it.
liability.
Okay.
Because every time there's curriculum changes,
Yeah.
there's disciplines
Fee.
that get added. But what I want to do systematically for us, so that we don't forget, is that every time we bring up the lab fees, we also bring up the listing of the core curriculum, because now we have to do both annually.
Makes sense. Thank you, ma'am.
And let me ask another question. So
There it is.
let's say that we ask, they give us 3 hours or whatever. If another institution decides that they want certain things for those 3 hours, they're going to grant each university or each college, community college, that they can do their own thing.
The authority
if it's
to.
trans-
The
Transferable.
authority, I'm sorry, yes, the authority to do their own thing. I mean, they have to approve it, I know.
Right. If they allow us to continue with that process, we don't know what the next process is going to look like, because the current process,
Uh-huh.
like I could add a speech class to a communication and submit it through the portal and see if THCB passes. The new curriculum could say communication is down to 3 hours and you can only select English 1301. I'm just saying that as an
Right,
example. Yeah.
that's what I'm asking, kind of, yeah.
So we don't know yet. We're hoping we still have the leverage to
Okay.
decide on the courses that will fall into each of those component areas.
But we don't know.
But we don't
They may
know.
dictate to us.
So this committee, the negotiated rulemaking committee on core curriculum,
Uh-huh.
they're meeting, and they have representatives that were appointed from community colleges and universities from across the state that are on that committee,
Okay.
and they're reviewing
Everybody's.
required at the university levels, at
Curriculums.
different universities, and then what are we requiring at the community college
Colleges.
levels?
Okay.
And how does that, because once we send a student with a core complete transcript,
Uh-huh.
the receiving university must accept it as core complete.
Okay, good.
That was one of the questions. I wanted to know that, but okay, that's a good one.
Yes, and that's why they're trying to align the core curriculum. For right now, this is our core curriculum.
Mhm.
And so students have options in most general areas because we offer a variety of courses that are transferable courses.
Uh-huh.
And so the English 1301 and 1302 are pretty general. We may have some receiving institutions that may call it, well, only the flagships call it something different. Everybody else calls it the same thing, but it is English 1 and 2.
Right.
So I think for your purposes right now is so that you're aware of what is our core curriculum. This is the core curriculum we're following now as approved by the coordinating board.
Right.
Next year may be different.
Mhm.
We don't know.
Okay.
Got it.
Because one of the requirements is that in all these courses, everybody has to implement communication skills and critical thinking skills. Then teamwork depends on the courses, just like personal, social responsibility. But under Senate Bill 37, there was 4 things that they added, and that I'll present in the spring of how those 4 things are implemented in each of our courses.
Okay.
And if they're not, then we would have to submit to remove that core course as an option for us.
Okay. Anybody else, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tijerina.
Next, we'll move on. Number 5, discuss the Bachelor of Applied Sciences in Organizational Leadership Study abroad. Dr. Marisa Guerrero.
Hi, good evening.
Good
Good evening. My name is Bianca Cubriel. I am the Global Learning and Leadership Coordinator.
Yes.
And today I will be presenting the Study Abroad program that we're newly launching this May.
You have a handout, by the way.
Yes.
For
Yes.
this project.
Okay, so this May semester, we are launching our first Study Abroad program here at Laredo College. And students will be traveling to Spain for 10 days as part of this course. These are some of the cities that we will be visiting while in Spain: Madrid, Córdoba, Granada, Sevilla, Málaga. In Sevilla, students have several opportunities to visit different companies. We're doing company visits. We are doing guest lectures, cultural activities, different things for them to learn about this program. And a little bit more about our itinerary in detail. So the travel dates are May 12th through the 22nd. We'll be there for 10 days. Students will start their journey in Sevilla, where they will have city tours, sightseeing, their company visits, guest lectures. We're also participating in a cooking class and going to a flamenco show. So lots of opportunity for culture activities there. Then we move forward to Granada, and on our way to Granada, we will be stopping in Córdoba. It's a beautiful town. I lived there. I taught English there. We will be visiting some sites there. And then we will be arriving in Granada, where we will have more company visits, more cultural opportunities. We're visiting the famous Alhambra. And then we'll be finishing our journey in Madrid, where they will have different opportunities for maybe visiting a collaborative workspace before we come back home to Laredo. Now, when students come back, they have their second part of the class where they will be working on their projects that they will be working on during the study abroad and then finishing when they return. The estimated trip cost is $4,800 plus tuition and fees, which is around $680. And the estimated total cost for everything would be about $5,500 plus spending money for any souvenirs or additional meals that they would need to cover. We are recommending students to bring about $400 to cover those extra costs. The class they will be taking is the Harper 1493 Special Topics in Organizational Leadership. This is a structured academic course with real-world leadership and cultural learning. Students visit the companies, they'll see more about their business structures, and they will have some readings, guest lectures, case studies, and again, when they return, they will have their final project where they put it all together. Dr. Guerrero and I will be the study abroad leaders. Dr. Guerrero is the program director and course professor, and I'm the global leadership coordinator, putting all this study abroad together and helping us launch it for Laredo College.
Very good. I have a question.
Yes.
About how many students have applied or qualified?
We are taking 15 students.
15 students, okay.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
How did you, just to know, how did you narrow it down to those 15?
Yes.
What were the credentials?
Yes, there's a small application process where students submit a short, under 2-minute video, kind of expressing, their interest in the study abroad program, why it would be beneficial to them, what they're excited for, why they want to go. And then we recommend all students to come into our department for a advising appointment to see how this Harper 1493 course fits their academic plan. And then we advise them from there. This class is part of our leadership certificate program, but this class is also open to all Laredo College students who are interested in studying abroad.
Okay.
Very cool. Maybe hopefully we could get a report once they come back. Maybe one of them could.
The students should,
Yeah,
part of what they're gonna do is that
Yeah.
their project they'll present to the board.
Maybe a nice little presentation between all of
Yes.
them. I think would be nice. I mean, no, no, I just think this is
They'll
really
learn how to
cool.
make it.
I just think
Yes.
I think this is really, really nice for our students. This is great.
I want to commend the teams.
Yeah.
The team putting this together, really, it was a wild brainiac thing that we had, and I discussed it, gave all my stuff over to Dr. Guerrero, and I said, here, do something. And they went out and they looked for the appropriate study abroad company that we're partnering with that has helped us put this whole thing together. We are actually working with the students to help fund. They can use their financial aid to cover the tuition. And so
Very
these
good.
students will be able to use some of their financial aid to cover tuition for the program, for the Maymester program. And then they had at Fall Fest, they had a booth and they were raising money, and they're going to do the same thing at the tree lighting ceremony. And they've been out trying to raise some of their funding, but we're also helping to fund some of that through some of the major galas that we've had institutionally. They don't know that yet, but we're gonna help support the project. I think it is really the first time I think that the college has gone abroad in many, many years. And so hopefully it'll be the first of many opportunities.
I appreciate that because
Thank you.
normally this is just something that's done through universities. You know, that kids have these opportunities, and I commend you all. I commend Dr. Ramirez and your whole team for doing something like this to
Thank you.
afford this to our students as well.
Yeah.
so that they
Yes,
can
it's a
get these
great
opportunities.
opportunity.
And I
Yes.
told them this is the
Thank you.
first one, so don't take a large group because.
Yeah, because you have to try it out.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So,
Anybody else, any questions?
Great job. Good job.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
good luck, Bianca.
Next, we will move on to number 7, discuss continuing education performance
6.
highlights.
6, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. Discuss the pathways to students to Success Center, performance and funding, Ms. Sandra Cortez.
Good afternoon, committee members, Dr. Ramirez. My name is Sandra Cortez, and I'm the Dean of Community Education. Today's presentation, I'm going to speak a little bit about the Pathways to Success Center, performance and funding for the past 6 years. A little program overview. Adult Education and Literacy's title is now being changed to Pathways to Success Center. We have been under the Texas Workforce Commission umbrella since 2014, and we decided to change the name to Pathways to Success Center because through adult education, many of our students that transition over to higher ed or continuing ed come in through our program. This year, we started our program with limited funding due to federal aid changes. Our program consists of ESL, English as a Second Language, GED, EL Civics, Integrated Education and Training. We refer to it as an IET. I'll explain a little bit, some more in a little bit. We do essential skills training, digital literacy, financial literacy, and family literacy. All of these items are approved instruction through Texas Workforce Commission. The IETs, as I mentioned, the Integrated Education and Training consists of an industry-recognized credential, workforce prep, and a supplemental course. When the students come in, they fill out a individual training education form that tells us what path they would like to follow outside of, wanting to do for family literacy, ESL. It just depends on what path they select. So what we do is that they select a workforce skills program.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily, it has been, or historically, it's been through continuing ed. And we also do a workforce preparation where they learn about essential skills to be able to assimilate into the workforce in the case they've never had that opportunity, and a supplemental course. So it depends on what workforce training they're going into. We could offer them reading, math. Primarily, it's those two, either reading or math. If the courses are very reading intensive, that they have to read a lot, then they do reading. If it's math intensive, then we do mathematics. And within that supplemental course, the instructor contextualizes based on the industry that they have selected. For instance, if they're doing pharmacy tech. So for pharmacy tech, they do reading because there's a lot of reading, but they also integrate the lessons that the pharmacy tech instructor is doing. So they meet usually around once a week to make sure that their lesson plans are aligned to one another. We approximately serve about 1,150 students per year. And we also serve 120 internationally trained professionals. The internationally trained professionals in our case are individuals that come from Mexico and that are here legally. Usually they're accountants, lawyers, teachers, librarians, human resources. We have a variation of industries that they have credentials in. This is also a TWC initiative that for those individuals that they learn the language or they go into similar industries, or they change the industry that they're going into based on their background. We also offer incentives for all our students, or for our students that are in the GED program. We offer GED vouchers that are paid for through Texas Workforce Commission. The students that receive vouchers do not have to be LC adult ed students. It could be a referral. We usually get referrals from the workforce office, because they also have a mini GED program. So they have students that are ready to take the GED exam. So they refer them to us. And we do a little mini admit, and then we're able to provide vouchers to them also.
Good.
We offer flexible year-round schedules with approximately 35 adjunct instructors. All of our instructors are adjunct. This is the enrollment data. Here you see a 5-year cycle, and then you see a slot where it says end of the 5th-year cycle, and then a new cycle starts. So we have the total enrollment with including ESL and GED. The green bar is the target, and the other is the actual enrollment, okay? Our enrollment is always strong because we do have a big demand for what we do offer to our community. Throughout this period, we've exceeded the target 4 of the 6 years. And we have received statewide recognition for this from throughout the state, not just the city or the area, but throughout the state. We have received 3 first-place awards and a second-place award. And you'll see the ones with the stars, those are where we received the awards. Enrollment by subject. If you notice, we have ESL and GED. We've always had a strong enrollment for GED. And these are, again, for the first 5 years, the break of the 5th-year cycle, and then the new year. This year, we're seeing a change because the citizenship verification was implemented. So now we have to ensure that all of the individuals that participate in our program, we verify their citizenship so that they could receive federal funding, because all of this money comes through the state, but it initiates as federal funding. So this is your typical. Right now, we have a little bit more GED students than we do ESL. Unfortunately, we're having to not accept everybody for ESL because they don't have the credentials that TWC is asking us to collect. Currently, we have 230 GED participants and 158 ESL students. funding.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Ms. Cortez, will you say that again? Currently, you have how many? It's not on here, right?
No, GD 230
Mm-hmm.
and ESL 158.
As of today, right?
Yes, as of the first quarter, because
I'm
we go by
sorry.
quarters.
You said
158.
158. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
So the funding, the fund slide. So our annual grant expenditures have consistently been reached. As you see, we've spent 100% of our funding
Wow.
for the first 4 years. So the first year, we received 1,091,000 and we spent 1,091,000. I don't have the specific numbers here, but you could see, kind of based on the graph where they're at, but I can provide that information if needed. In year 5, we did not expend all our monies because we were going to purchase some laptops, but there was a lot of factors that came into play that we didn't have the time to spend that money. And because that was the end of our 5th-year cycle, we were not able to roll over the funds to year 6. If it would have been between the 5-year cycle, then we are able to roll over monies from one year to the other. So we did have to return some money to Texas Workforce Commission, and they do put it back in the pot, and then they distribute it for the next year.
For the next year.
Yes. And last,
I'm sorry, how
yes.
much was returned?
It was $201,000.
You're
201.
saying that it rolls over to, like, so it was from 23, 24 to 24, 25?
No, when it's the end of the 5th-year cycle and we don't spend something, we have to return it.
Correct.
But you said something about rolling over?
If it would have been between the 5th-year cycle, somewhere in between, let's say it would have been left over in 22, 23, we can roll it over to 23, 24.
I see.
Mhm.
So that was a big loss.
Yes.
I would just, say that I hope that we take proactive measures. That's a lot of money for the next cycle to make sure that right now we're digging for money, right? And so like every dollar counts.
Yes,
That's
definitely.
significant. Thank you.
That year, we did have extra money because it was one of the award years, so they also provide us with funding during that award year. But in the history of, since 2014, that was the first time that we've ever had to do that. In the 2024, 2025, we had a little bit left over, about $65,000. So that funding, we were able to roll it over to this year.
And Ms. Cortez, why would you have that money left over?
A variety of reasons. We have savings. Somebody doesn't work because they transition to another position, or
Okay.
part-timers don't come in, the 19 hours they're supposed to work. It's just a variety of reasons.
We have a fixed budget that says we get so much, and this is what we're going to spend
Yes.
on it, like it's all going to be spent.
Yes.
But sometimes there's variables that
Yes.
change that.
Yes. And it's not fixed every year. Every year is different.
Okay,
It just depends what the commission approves.
yes. I don't know what I'm saying is that for whatever they give us,
That's what
it's
we
fixed to that.
to spend.
Yes, that's what I'm,
Yes.
okay. Anybody? Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And as you all know, this year, this 25th year the 2025 year started, we were not sure how much money we were going to get based on the cuts that were done to the federal programs.
Mhm.
And it was, very unstable, very uncertain for all of us. It wasn't a good feeling because we didn't know how many people we could serve, how much money we could spend, what instructional material we can buy. As of today, we still have not received an executed agreement for the full amount. We are still working on the 50% that we were allocated initially in July. So that's what we're working with right now.
And in the past, by now, you normally would have that already?
July,
Wow.
yeah, because our year starts in July.
Wow.
So by the end of June, the last week of June, they'll tell us this is how much money you have, and we start working our budget
Right,
out.
right.
Mhm.
Wow.
So like I said, as of now, we're still working on a 50% budget. The commission has approved the new funding. We still haven't gotten our contract for the rest of the year. And we also don't even have our targets. We're working on our past year targets. We already know what we have to do for the
Mhm.
community. You know, a target doesn't control how many people we recruit. Okay?
Thank you.
I have a question, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Does the
The chair
TWC,
recognizes Ms.
Oh, I'm
Gleason. Go ahead. It's okay, go ahead.
one more time.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I have a quick question. So, I mean, that's hard, right? Having to work on, half and you
Yes.
don't know what the other half is going to be, I'm assuming, right? But that's my question. So if it's 50%, that means you're going to get that same amount? Like,
Not
or-
necessarily.
Oh, okay, so the 50% came from where? Like that number, that
Estimated amount.
percentage?
That's what Texas Workforce
Oh,
Commission
okay.
allocated for us. We meet with Texas Workforce every 2 weeks.
Mhm.
So starting in July, when all of these changes started to occur, they kept us abreast as to what was happening. And then there was a long pause because they didn't even know what was happening. But like I said, fortunately, the commission has made the approval for the additional 50%
Okay, so that was my,
of whatever it is that we don't know yet, right?
what I would assume that's my question, I guess. I would assume that if they're telling you you're getting 50%, then whenever they're going to give you, it's half, the other half,
the other
right? Like
half.
that's what I was trying to, half and half is one,
Well,
I don't
but
know.
if they still stick to the same
I see.
amount, like I said, every year it fluctuates.
I see.
So logically, yes,
Yes,
right?
okay.
But since we don't know what the total amount is going to be until we get the executed contract for it.
So you're kind of just estimating based on the hope that it's going to be the
path,
other
right?
half, right? Yeah,
That is correct, yes, ma'am.
tough. Okay, thank you.
Yes, of course.
Okay, Ms. Cortez.
Performance highlights. As I mentioned earlier, Laredo College has been recognized as best in class for 4 of the 6 years by Texas Workforce Commission. Annually, we transition about 130 students to continuing education. All of what I was mentioning on the IETs, it all gets funded through the adult education program. On the average, we've approximately had 40 students that complete their GED with us. That's based on their commitment, that they have in coming to class and making sure that they complete their classes and they're following instruction and all of that. But about 40 students. Last year, or was it this year, we had a GED graduation where we had about 65 students that participated.
That's great.
Another highlight is that we fully use our funds, except for that one little hiccup that we had that we had to return funding, but we're fiscally responsible. We want to spend all the money. We want to invest in the students.
Yeah, we need to make sure that never happens again.
Yes. So next steps, some next steps that we're looking at is increasing digital literacy participation. We've always had digital literacy, but it's always been really, really low. Now we're going to enforce that more and offer it to our students. We're going to expand the IET training pathways, and our target for this year is 250 students. And we'll continue maximizing our resources to strengthen workforce readiness. When Texas Workforce Commission took over the adult education grant that was previously funded through TEA, we knew that it was gonna, the pathway was gonna be to workforce.
Right.
Everybody that comes in your door, we need for them to learn a skill, learn essential skills, and either go to workforce or continue on.
Very good.
This year, we added to our budget tuition assistance for students enrolling in a workforce division program. We typically just sponsor students in continuing ed. This year, we're going to sponsor some students that are going into credit programs. So that's exciting for us. We're in the process of recruiting.
Very good.
Madam Chair.
Any questions? Yeah, the chair recognizes Mr. Rangel.
Thank you. I have a couple of questions, Ms. Cortez. On the GED exam, is it still 4 cores?
Yes,
So
sir.
it's still the same?
It's
So it's
still the
still all
same.
those 4?
Hmm?
Okay, I was just wondering if it had changed. Now, I'm very happy to see that out of the 6 years, you got 4 of those, accolades. That's really good. and not to put that, aside, but is there, I know you were talking a little bit about it, which was the 2021 and the 21-22. Was there a reason why we didn't meet those goals to be able to, I guess,
Yes, so 2020, 2021 was COVID.
okay,
We thought
got it.
it was going to be a lot less because all of our instructors had to go from face-to-face to online.
So then, do you think that took account into why we didn't spend those 200 and some thousand?
No,
No?
because that was in year
That was the
five.
last year,
Yes,
okay.
that was in
And
year
then,
five.
and then on that note, on slide number 5, I do want to commend you for actually spending 100% 4 years
I
in a
know.
row, because I know for a fact, the 7 years that I've been here, I have seen a lot of people get those certifications when you see them walk. And some of them are either neighbors, they're for old friends or something like that. And you hear it whenever you're calling out their names of what they're actually getting. So that's really good. My question to that is, once you reach your max point, but then you still have 5, 10, 15, 50, students that want to take any type of certification. What happens to those students if you're already maxed out on your money?
So every year, TWC provides a goal for us, a target for the IETs. What do we do with other students in the case that
They're
we're not
maxed.
able to fund them anymore? We'll work with continuing education to
Okay.
see if there's any other funding available
Got it.
through additional grants.
So we still look into
Oh,
where we
yes.
could grab funding.
Oh, yes.
Because I think that's important, that I wouldn't want to leave somebody out that, because I mean, these gentlemen and women probably are coming in and they're already like, I'm here, I want to get it done. And you don't want to reach a point where it's like they hit a brick wall and it's like, okay, well, I didn't get my certification for X amount, and they don't come back.
Oh, yes,
So
yes.
I'm happy to hear that you still have other options to do that. Now, whenever you're saying the rollover, that's interesting because that's a really good thing. Is there a percentage that the government only allows you to roll over?
No.
So it doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
Whatever monies they gave you, you could roll over 10, 15, 20%, whatever it is. Okay.
Yes.
My next question is, why is it every 5 years? Is there a reason for it?
That's the
That's
way
what they
Texas
have it.
Workforce Commission. At first, when we applied for the first year in 2014, their intent was to do it annually, but
Okay.
they saw how much work it was.
Yeah.
And we saw how much work it was in creating those grants, that they decided to do it at a 5-year cycle.
Well, I mean, I just want to commend you, Ms. Cortez. I know that your team, I mean, they work remarkable on trying to get these people in and out on any type, let it be GED, transportation, or whatever. And it's just remarkable to trying to see, I guess you're the epitome of it's never too late in a way as well. So thank you so much for what you do for our,
Yes,
for our
no,
institution.
thank you.
Thank
Madam
you.
Chair.
Yes, Chair recognizes Ms. Nissa.
I just had one quick question on the enrollment. I know that the green was target, and so is that a target that is set by TWC or for you all here?
By
Okay.
TWC, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you,
No?
Chair.
Okay, this concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you,
Cortez.
Cortez, and congratulations for being named best
Thank
I
you.
know.
in class for 4 out of
4 out
6
of
years.
6.
That's good, very good. Next, we have number 7, discussing continuing education performance highlights, Ms. Sandra Cortez and Ms. Brenda Martinez.
Yes, and I will defer to Ms. Martinez.
Yes, thank you.
Good evening, committee members, Dr. Ramirez, Dr. Tijerina. For the record, my name is Brenda Martinez, Director of the Continuing Education Department. And today I'm here to present an overview of the different initiatives the Continuing Education Department has been working on for the last couple of years. And as you know, the Continuing Education Department offers a wide range of professional, industrial, and workforce programs designed to prepare individuals for high-demand careers across various areas. Our programs are divided into the following categories, as you can see here: healthcare, transportation, training center, business and professional services, workforce preparation, professional development, and customized training. So I have a lot of data, and I hope if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you.
So under the healthcare programs, these are the programs that we offer. Just to give you an example, the patient care technician, pharmacy technician, phlebotomy technician program, that program is actually new. We started that program the latter part of, actually in summer of 2025. And I have some statistics here for the credentials that have been awarded under this healthcare programs. And just to give you an example, the programs that are mostly sought by the students and employers include the registered dental assistant, pharmacy technician, and patient care technician. And just to provide you with some data, in 2023-2024 dental assistant, we awarded 110 students that completed the program. And in 2024-2025, 88 students completed that certificate program. For patient care tech, 43 certifications were also awarded in 2023-2024. And in 2024-2025, 119 certifications were awarded. For pharmacy tech, 55 students completed a certification. And in 2023, and 72 students completed and received a certification in 2024-2025. The community health worker program, it's a new program that we're just waiting approval on the Department of Health to actually launch this program. So we're just waiting. We already submitted the application, the curriculum, the instructor is ready. So as soon as we get the approval, we'll start the recruiting process for this particular program. Now I'm going to talk about the Transportation Training Center. This center is where we offer our professional truck driving program, the CDL Class A, and the professional truck driving, bus driving, Class B, the CDL. Our average enrollment for these programs is about 60 students per year. But this year, we have a goal, and our goal is to reach 100 students, to serve 100 students. To do this, we have launched a discounted price for interested individuals that are trying to pursue a career as truck drivers. For truck driving, the class has a cost of $2,500. For bus driving, the class has a cost of $1,500. So one of the challenges, or mostly the challenge for a student to go through this program, is the cost and the time that they have to commit to complete this program. These programs are offered as full-time, 5 weeks, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. So the commitment that a student has to go through, it's quite a lot, and the cost also. But we do have some incentives as far as the tuition. We work with the Texas Association of Truck Drivers. They offer a scholarship for the full amount for both of the programs. Of course, it's a limited amount. They don't tell us how much because they have to spread it throughout the state, right? And of course, we always include these programs in any of our grant applications. We work very closely with our grant department to look for any opportunities. And bus driving, truck driving, it's always there, so we can serve more students.
Very good.
One of the highlights of the Transportation Training Center, it's finally, we are a third-party skills test program. What this is the college now, it's approved to not only do the training, but also to certify the students. The students now are able to train and test all in one place. And this initiative took a lot of work. I do want to recognize the Workforce Development Coordinator that assisted them with the application process, Ms. Ida Hernandez, our 2 full-time instructors, Ms. Moreno, Mr. Saldivar. They're also approved as examiners, the skills and the writing portion, because there are 2 portions of the exam. So now they're able to do both. Also a lot of assistance from the administration, Dr. Ramirez, Dr. Tijerina, Dr. Hernandez, Dean Cortez. We all helped out, and we're finally approved, and our instructors are fully licensed and fully certified to be an instructor and an examiner. So we're very happy with this, and
Brenda,
hopefully this helps us.
Will you explain why that is so important for you all in this program to have the certification capability?
Right. So Laredo College is not the only school that offers professional truck driving or professional bus driver. There are many other schools here locally and also outside that seek the services of DPS, of the Texas Department of Public Safety, the appointments process. Even for us, getting a license, a commercial driver, I mean, just a regular driver license, the appointments are very
Scarce.
yes, limited. So with the professional truck driver and bus driver is the same. So if a student is taking the class right now, they'll probably be testing and finishing, let's say this week, they'll probably be testing until the end of December or January. So by the time that happens, the student already lost interest, maybe they lost the skills or something, and they're unable to continue. So that's why it's very important for us to include the exam as part of the program. So now we have it. Now we need to actually do the enrollment and have the students complete this program.
Congratulations, that's very good.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Newsom?
I just want to know, okay, so that's a great goal to have, to go from 60 to 100. So what is the plan? What do you, I mean, you don't have plan to get those 40 more or recruit those 40 more? I know you mentioned lowering the.
Yes, the discounting program. So if that is an initiative that we have, and we're enrolling students in that. We are working very closely with our public relations or marketing team to get the word out. So to let the community know that we have this incentive. Our program, it's quite unique. We have really nice facilities. We have three truck drivers simulators that the students can practice before going into the actual truck or into the actual bus. So that is very attractive for students because they know if this is what they want to do.
I guess my question is, and then, because I'm reading it, discounted price, what is the regular price?
For truck driving is $39.99.
Wow.
And for bus driving is $2,500. So it is a big discount.
And it's for everyone, or you're going to choose?
Everyone.
Oh, that's great.
For everyone that is
I'll
interested.
start spreading the word. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Start.
Dr. Tijerina?
Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina, Provost Vice President of Academic Affairs. Another initiative we want to do with the truck driving is because we continue to have a waiting list on the diesel mechanics. And so what we want to do, because the industry is saying that diesel mechanics need a truck driving license, right? So if they can't get into the program yet with a diesel, we're going to recruit them to the truck driving because it is essential in the industry to have both the truck driving license as well as the diesel. So we're going to try that, and we're probably going to start really soon in advertising that.
So my question is it required or essential? Like, is it a requirement?
It's not a requirement,
It adds
but it adds
value.
Oh, yeah, adds value, absolutely.
Because if you have two candidates in an interview and one has both,
Right.
chances are the one with both licenses is going to get hired versus the one that just has one.
Yeah, if I could add, to answer some of those questions, Dr. Tejena just hit it in the nail. As a former director for transportation, who's going to move the bus, or who's going to move the big box truck if they can't move it, right? So for us, it just means a lot to be able to have the two certifications, which would be the diesel mechanic and the CDL. On top of that, they would help us a lot to drive as well. But I think going back to some of the comments that Ms. Newsom said, I also agree with her. It's like, okay, what's going to be the next step? I honestly feel that this right there, that certification from the state of Texas, I think that's going to be a selling point because because you just mentioned it, not all companies or small institutions that teach this are partnered up with TxDOT. And the reason why I know that is because, again, going back to my history of a department head and that, it was really hard to grab a student that already passed and then they get discouraged because they're ready to test, but then the test is not 6, 8 weeks, sometimes even 3 months out. So they lose that connection of I'm ready. So we would have to literally find schedules either in Zapata, Cotula, like wherever it would have to be, and we would spend money as a department and saying, you know what, I'm going to send Esteban that has a CDL and is able to drive, and I'm going to have him take Cindy or Mesliendo to Zapata or wherever it is, because I don't want to discourage her. I want her to get tested. So that would just put a strain into us all trying to operate and trying to, I want to say, build a really good bench. So I think this is a huge selling point, being able to be partnered up with the state of Texas and pretty much saying, you're going to come in here and you're going to leave with a CDL. You don't have to step out of LC and having to go to DPS and actually go test with them, because we're going to get you from point A to point B at 100%. And I think that is a huge selling point that any company will not be able to, and then on top of that, you're giving me a discounted rate. So it's just a double whammy, right? But I just think that this is awesome. This is really, really cool. Like, I commend you for getting this, because I know, speaking to you, because I would speak to both of you, you and Ms. Cortez at times, I know you guys were hustling to get this partnership with TxDOT, and this is a great accomplishment, and I want to commend you and all your staff, because not everybody's partnered up with the state of Texas.
That is correct. Thank
So,
you.
good job.
And you know what, guys, that is a very good recruiting tool, because you do have a waiting list for the other, so why not? I mean,
Exactly.
that's already like
Steal it from them.
Yeah, a step in, you know what I'm saying, for them. It's like, instead of
Yeah.
waiting, I'll get this now and then I'll be ready to go when there's an opening for me over here. Very good.
Yeah, good job.
Okay, so let's continue with the programs. In the business and professional services, we offer, again, a variety of certifications. Some of our programs with the highest enrollment and credentials attainment include the bookkeeping certification, which awarded 53 credentials in 2023-2024 and 43 in 2024-2025. Additionally, we had 42 students complete the QuickBooks program in 2023-2024 and 34 completers in 2024-2025. Also, another very popular program, the Real Estate Sales Agent. The program, it consists of 6 classes, and we had 28 students that actually completed the whole program in 23-2024, and 24 students in 2024-2025. We continue to offer that program, that course in both campuses, and the enrollment is great.
Ms. Liendo?
You mentioned for the truck driving course, it is a 5-week course.
Yes.
So how long are these business courses?
Okay, so the truck driving is 200 hours, and the bus driving, it's 120. That one is actually 4 weeks,
Okay.
full-time schedule. 8 to
But
5.
for the business and professional services?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. For the business and professional, they'll vary between 8 to 10 weeks, 12 weeks. It just depends.
Okay.
These are shorter, and they meet twice a week, maybe 3 hours per day. So it depends.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Ms. Newsom, go ahead.
I have a question going back to the, and I'm sorry, I'm going backwards one. I'm just wondering, we have like how many waiting, more or less? I know I'm not going to hold you to a number, but for the diesel mechanics,
For the diesel mechanics,
or better yet, like how many can get in? Is it per year? Because I know some programs are like I know I went to the beauty college and only a certain amount can get in in the whole year. And then I was like, okay, I raised my hand, right? Like I'm a student. Well, do y'all have a waiting list? Yes, we do. How many kids are on a waiting list? 400. I wanted to die. So going back to this, I'm just wondering how many
That's a good question.
are can get in, right? That's question number one. Is it a semester, a year? What is it? And how many do we have on a waiting list?
Sure. I don't have the numbers exactly, but what I remember off the top of my head, it's about 60 that are on the waiting list. So the problem with the diesel is that we are contingent on the lab space, right? So one of the things in talking recently with our chair is, can we get simulators? Does your program allow the simulators? So in other words, we rotate the students, so as some transition out of the lab, the simulating group, does some kind of rotations. A lot of how we handle the nursing, because of the limited clinical space. So we're looking at that to solve the diesel. But another tactic that we want to do, like what I said earlier, is tackle the two, so that way they get two major certifications and are much more competitive in the industry.
Okay.
Mhm.
Go ahead, ma'am.
All right. We also offer workforce preparation courses. Our newest one is the Hospitality Certificate Program. We just finished our first cohort last Friday. 16 students enrolled and completed the certificate program. A lot of these students are already in the field. I'm not going to mention the hotel names, but they are in the field already. So they wanted something to show that expertise, something that shows the knowledge that they have, that reflects. So they were very interested. They enrolled and they got their certification. The Substitute Teacher Academy for Readiness Academy. This program, it's actually required by our local ISDs. So it is very high in attendance. We have over the past 2 years, we have awarded more than 400 certificates through this program.
Very good.
And also food manager protection for those working in the industry of food services. We also offer that program.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. In the CE department, not only do we offer certificate programs and classes for the community, but also specialize in customized training for businesses. Employers often sponsor their own employees to receive training in various areas. And I have here a list of the different programs that we offer through the customized training area. And we have successfully served over 350 students in CPR and first aid for the workforce, as well as the basic life support for medical professionals. This is a license that is required for them to continue working. And as well, our hazmat training and forklift operation certification programs are in high demand, especially for the import, export, transportation, warehousing industries. They are the ones that they send their employees to receive their certifications. Over the past 2 years, we have trained and certified more than 800 students as forklift operators, and 600 employees have also received hazmat transport training.
Yes, Ms. Liendo?
Thank you. Are all of these on campus, or do you go out to the
Yes.
different
So one of
businesses
the
as
things,
well?
thank you. So one of the things about the customized training is we are able to provide training in campus and also offsite at the business location.
Is there a minimum requirement, like if you're going to go to their business,
Mhm.
does there have to be a certain number that are going to
Usually
be
we
enrolled?
have a minimum enrollment of 10 students.
Thank you.
And we take all the equipment except the forklift. But the instructional supplies, the equipment, any materials, we make sure that everything is located and ready for the instructor to show up and, give class.
Ms. Newsom?
Quick question.
Yes.
These numbers, they're great. I'm just wondering if these are, because I know some of our students in the high schools also get these
Yes.
certifications. So my question is, do these numbers reflect those
Mhm.
students as well, or this is just separate
No.
from?
Actually, UISD, if I'm not mistaken, and LISD, they
Mhm.
did send a group of students to get the forklift operator certification. We have partnerships
Yes.
also with the districts for the registered dental assistant, pharmacy technician, and patient care. Those are usually the ones that
I would be interested, not right now, but for another time, to see how many of, on these numbers,
yes.
which, the number breakdown, right? Which are coming from high school, right? And which are on their own. I would love to see that.
Okay,
Thank
I'll make
you.
sure to get that. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes, Mr. Rangel?
Thank you, Ms. Benavides. So some of these questions I had, and both Ms. Leander and Ms. Newsom were asking them, which is good. So you're saying that we have instructors that go out to businesses and either give like a forklift or a hazmat, whatever. And I mean, I'm just, do we have to be in insurance? Like, does our insurance allow us to do that if something would happen or anything like that?
All
So-
the students that go, all the employees become a student of LC.
Okay.
They register
Okay.
and they pay that.
So then, okay, got it. So then my other question, and I'm just interested because I know for like our end and the school district, we struggle to find substitutes, right? And a lot of students want to graduate and automatically go apply for substitute, but then they hit the little brick wall with like, well, we need to go take the certification. Have you guys ever like thought about coordinating something with the school districts and saying, you know what, April's coming around, you have X amount of high schools graduating in May or X. Can we offer the course right before they graduate? That way, if they want to graduate, when they graduate, then they automatically can apply for the school district. Because I know I see that a lot. Because a lot of friends of mine, "Hey, my daughter wants to go to LC, but wants to substitute meanwhile." So then I'm like, has he or she taken the course? And sometimes that just puts a little,
Right.
a little issue on actually getting them through starting to substitute. So have we considered doing that with the school districts to be able to see, hey, you know what, it's April. Maybe we could host a class and they do a massive mail out to all the email out to all the students, who's ever's interested. X Saturday, we're going to be teaching LC. And then, I don't know, I'm just thinking, would that help? I don't know.
Yes, definitely. We can definitely explore that possibility of providing that information to the district so they can.
See, I mean, maybe it starts slow, but maybe it's something that's like, hey, before you graduate, get the certification, and then you could automatically apply in the summer and already have a job in August.
Right,
or something
especially
like that.
for the substitute teacher,
Yeah.
which is only
Yes.
18 hours, 3
Exactly.
Saturdays.
Exactly.
That's it.
And that's what I'm thinking. I mean, you could start late March, early April, and have them certified already by May, so they could graduate and they
Right.
could automatically apply for the school district. Because we do have a lot of issues with substitutes. When we go to our superintendent leadership, that's a lot of the questions that our principals always have. We don't have substitutes. We don't have substitutes. And I don't think it's the lack. I think that a lot of them see the flexibility of like, if I'm taking a course Tuesdays and Thursdays, well, I'll just substitute Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right? So I think that is a huge benefit for our students so they can continue on in higher ed. But I'm just saying, if maybe that would be something we could look at, that might work for both
Yes.
UISD and LISD.
Of course.
Yes,
But food for thought.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
I think I'm done with this.
Okay.
Sorry, a lot of questions, right? But good information, though.
I know, very good.
Okay, so also, as you know, we are always looking for grants. We work very closely with our grants department to apply to as many grant applications that we can. And these are some of the grants that we have been awarded, and those are the fundings and the goals that the different institutions have required from us. And hopefully this year we submitted also a good amount of grants, and we're just waiting on those approval notices. So
Very good.
But these are what you have received, like.
yeah, we
this
have
coming
received.
This year was the Rio Co-Step, right?
Yes.
Very good.
That's really good.
Laredo Cares. As you know, Laredo Cares, it's an initiative that started back in 2020, a partnership between the city of Laredo and Workforce Solutions for South Texas. This has been going for 5 years, and it actually ends this November 30th. So we have already completed all of our targets, all of our programs. We have spent all of the money that has been allocated for each of the individual grant years. And some of the statistics, for example, for Laredo Cares 3.0, which is the current one that it's about to expire or conclude in November. At the end of the month, it's funding. It was a 1,400,000 in combined funding between Laredo College and the city of Laredo. Our goal was met. We actually target for 1,000 students. We completed 1,096 students that received training in one of the 20 workforce programs that were available through this initiative. So we're very happy, and we're gonna miss the Laredo Cares.
I know.
As part of these grants, we're not only allowed to provide training, but also we're able to help out our students in their obtaining instructional materials and preparation vouchers for their exams. And we have been able to do this also because of these grants. So we're very grateful.
Very good. Anybody else?
Yes, job fairs. I'm sorry, I know it's taking long, but
Okay, no.
it's been a lot of work for the department.
Thank you.
And we also do coordinate and assist in job fairs, in creating job fairs, not only creating the opportunities of having the students go through a program, but connecting these students to potential employers and
Very good.
so they can actually get a job in the field that they're looking for. Our last job fair for the year is gonna take place this December 10, and it's also a collaboration between Workforce Solutions for South Texas and City of Laredo, and of course, Laredo College.
Very good, thank you.
And we have some upcoming initiatives. Ms. Cortez is going to talk a little bit about these upcoming initiatives that we have in the department.
So we're currently working on articulation agreements for institutional credential leading to certificates. What we're doing is the credentials that are being received through continuing education. For instance, the prime example is bookkeeping and payroll. Every industry that Brenda presented on, they all get a credential or a licensure, and not just from Laredo College, but from a licensing or credentialing agency. Okay. So what we're doing is we've recently created crosswalks from, let's say, bookkeeping payroll to an accounting degree. Okay. So once a student receives that credential, we're looking to see what the path is to grant them semester credit hours. Okay. We currently have a program with the medical assisting. We've had it for about 1.5 years, I think. For about 1.5 years. We haven't had many students that go through that transition over. We were learning on how to manage it and what we had to do to make it successful. So we've learned a few things. But currently, that medical assistant, that student, once they get their credential with CE, they get 9 semester credit hours. So that means that they would just have to take 2 more classes to get that certificate level 1. This is also an initiative through the state, through the Success Center, the career pathways, and adult ed and continuing ed will play a big part when it comes to transitioning students further. We're working internally on what we have to do to align programs, what we have to do to have Banner be able to do whatever it is we need to. Okay. We have a team with Ms. Jessica Trevino, us, Dr. Heriberto, Dr. Horacio. So we have a team that's working on this. In fact, this last pathway was really, really good and really, really interesting. We truly learned a lot. So. Very good. JET grant, we have been awarded for this year a new JET grant in the amount of $109,083, and we're going to acquire a 4th truck driving simulator. So all our students, as Brenda mentions, they use the simulators. That's part of the instruction that they get during the theory before they go into the vehicle to drive. As we all know, every employer that you hear or that you speak to will say, oh, well, we have the people that come to work for us and they don't know anything about teamwork, professionalism, critical thinking. So we're going to explore integrating workforce essential skills to every continuing education student that is in a program. We're still not sure how we're going to manage it. We thought of integrating it, but that would create a lot of changes that we would have to make. I know that on the credit side, they're working on modules that students will be able to do on their own, but get perhaps a badge that says, I've taken this workforce prep program. So they're able to validate that, I learned a little bit about this, so now they can learn within the employers.
Very cool.
Anybody question?
No, ma'am.
Questions?
No.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, then we'll move on to number 8, presentation of the Laredo College academic calendar. Dr. Ariazola
Mr. Trino.
and Miss Trevino.
Yes, so good evening again. I will be presenting on behalf of Dr. Ariasola in requesting the committee to please help us, as required, approve the academic calendars for the upcoming years. In your packet, I actually attached the 3 copies of the draft. It's the 2026, 2027, 27-28, and 28-29 academic calendars for the upcoming years. There are no major structural changes. The Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board did go away from the common calendar, which was our guiding principle as to the start and end dates of a semester, but we continue to follow as best practice across the state, just kind of what we've learned throughout the past in regards to the academic calendar. You do have here the major terms that we use. As you can see, you start with the fall semester, which is a full 16-week calendar. And then I did include the first 8 weeks and the second 8 week, which are most popular. We do have additional calendars for like the 4 weeks and the 7 weeks. But again, the guiding principle is that 16-week calendar that is much needed for approval so that we can start uploading financial aid applications.
Madam Chair.
Mr. Anya?
Thank you. Is there a limit of years that we could go?
There's not. I do have up to 2034 ready.
Okay.
But I don't know that we want to go that far just
Yeah, of
yet.
course.
The goal, at least for us, is 3 to 5 years. Right now, presenting the 3-year. There are some minor changes, like I said, in terms of the alignment with our school district partners for dual enrollment. We do meet with them to make sure that we have an extra week after they start for any schedule changes and stuff like that as much as possible, that we align our spring breaks so that we can reduce the number of staff out and all that.
So you try to pretty much lock in these 3 years, with our institution to kind of keep.
Correct. We meet with both LISD, UISD, the diocese, Harmony,
Good.
TAMIU,
Okay.
us. We
Yeah.
all sit at the table actually.
And I had a quick conversation with Dr. Ramirez on this, and I think this is a great thing. She even mentioned it, it's also a perfect opportunity to lock in dates for like LEA and all that, especially for graduation. So I think it just makes sense because sometimes, you don't want to be too far out or too far in the holidays whenever, especially like right now, Christmas and everything. So I think this is a really good opportunity. Speaking to her, she was like, that just puts us ahead of the game to be able to lock in those important days. So I think it's a great thing.
That is an underlying intention.
Yes. It's a
Dr.
good thing.
Ramirez?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The only caveat here would be, unless there are changes, we have a legislative session in spring of 27 and one in spring of 29. And unless there are any major changes or requirements from the state legislature for us, some of these, hopefully the dates won't change. We don't foresee that in the near future, but all bets are off, right? We really don't know. So there may be some minor changes here and there. We're hoping some flexibility here for some dates, but for holidays, we've kept the same holidays. We're still adhering to the 4.5-day work week, which works very well for us. And ideally, we want to be able to plan ahead for our student population and for our faculty and staff.
Of course.
So
Thank you.
So we don't, I know it's a draft, but we don't vote on this until at the school- at
actually,
the board,
it is ready
On the
to be
agenda.
voted on in, at the general
at the
meeting.
meeting. Okay. that's
Yes.
what
For
it
Once
these
it-
3 years.
It must be approved by you all.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And once you approve, if that's what happens on Wednesday, I will change the word draft to
To
approved.
approve. Okay.
And we will put the date of when they were approved at the bottom and start updating our website.
Very
Just a fair disclosure, the idea is that next year I bring to you, I believe 2930 is what's next.
Yes,
That way-
ma'am.
That way we always have
3 years.
3 years approved.
Very good,
Um,
very good.
I know it's crazy, but our recruitment and our enrollment cycle does run that fast. We are already receiving applications for 26, 27 that require the calendar so that we're able to upload.
Wow.
Very
good.
good.
On there.
Good job.
Anybody, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Trevino.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Newsom, go right ahead.
And this is not a question per se for, I don't even know, just in general, maybe somebody can tell me. If there has ever been a survey that has been given to our college students, asking them about that half day, even parents, on Friday. I myself, you know, that has been very inconvenient for me. Fridays, for example, I know not all the time, but most of the time when there's summer school at UISD and at LISD, it's a Monday through Thursday schedule most of the time. And so people sometimes plan for Fridays, or even students that have nothing to do with, incoming, right? Future students that want to come to the different departments, but even our own students that are here in the fall or May semesters, wherever, that by noon on a weekday, it's closed. And I just want to know if we have ever taken a poll, some kind of survey, if that's inconvenient for people. Because I wholeheartedly believe, I know you guys, I love you all, that you work half day on Friday. I'm jealous, but that's not why I'm doing it. It's not about me. It's not about the adults. I'm thinking of the kids. In talking to some students, I don't bring it up. I'm not there like asking questionnaires, no. But that has been brought up to my attention. Like, to some kids, this is where they want to be. This is their home. They'd much rather be here than, some places are tough, even if they're living on their own. My whole point is that there are some people that have brought that, concern forward, and I would like to see if we can maybe take some kind of survey, some kind of poll to see if students would rather have Friday till 5 o'clock. I know I would, because I want to come back for some classes that way.
You're the minority.
I do
I don't
wanna-
know who the question is for, but please. somebody.
We'll work on it with SJ.
Madam Chair.
Okay, Mr. Rangel?
Thank you. On that one, if we're can we survey both students and staff as well? Not just students? I'm just hoping, because I don't want staff to be like, what about us, right? But just to make sure that we cover both ends. Yeah. So if we could take a survey, if we are going to do that one, I think, that's a good initiative from Ms. Newsom, but make sure that we get both ends. That way, both have a
We get it
voice in
true.
it. Yeah, both have a voice in it. So, but yes, thank you.
Can I?
Yes.
So, for example, if they did a survey at LISD, where both Mr. Rangel and I work, and they told us, and they asked us, would you rather work Monday through Thursday and just come in half day on Friday and leave by noon? Or would you rather work? Of course. But that is why I started. This isn't about me. I came here with my son a couple of times on Friday because I had the Friday off, and I forgot the class at 12, right? I'm talking about the kids. And so I don't necessarily think, this is just my opinion, you all can disagree, and whoever's going to take this on, but this is more for the students. Like, you're still going to get paid the same, you're still going to work the same hours. People work more than that. Hello,
Yes.
y'all are here. It's just having the college and the departments that kids need to talk to and be at, the library, whatever, open on a weekday. That's
Dr. Tijerina?
Marisol Rodriguez Tijerina, I guess I wanted clarification, because for instruction, we're open
Yeah.
7 days out of the week. Like, Friday afternoons, we have labs, we have classes. I mean, Brenda and Sandra are here weekends, so I guess I just needed clarification. The library's open on weekends, Friday afternoons.
And Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, so if it's offices, I think that's different, but instruction, and we did send out a survey when we moved into the 4-week and the 8-week model, which basically promote a Monday through Thursday calendar for the most part. And it was very favorable on both the faculty side and the student, which we actually have presented at this
So then
committee.
we have done a survey.
We have done
Yeah.
on the formatting of
instruction.
4-week and 8-week, yeah. So that's why I wanted
for students.
clarification, because I know for instruction, well, we're
Yeah, we
never
can-
off, is what I'm trying
You're
to
asking
say.
about
for-
instruction per kid.
And we can give you a breakdown of how many classes are offered.
Yeah.
Friday
So-
afternoon, Saturdays and
Thank you
Sundays.
for bringing that up. Yes, I'm familiar with that. I meant more like the support services. So I'm going to just throw some names out there. Advising, counseling, student services, financial aid. I can go on those, like, student gets here at noon and everything's shut, We know that instruction is going on, of course, but I guess I should have clarified. And so I think like the major departments that students, it's the go-to, They need to go to the counselor, they need to go to advising, they need to go to financial aid, XYZ, right? They need to go to the library. That these departments be open for them on a weekday till at least till 5. That's just.
And let's put a survey together.
Definitely, we
add
can
it.
work through the Student Government Association and the
Oh,
Office of
very
Student
good.
Life to have the answers with students.
Because then that
so
would
they-
be led by students, that's perfect.
Correct, led by
Yeah.
students for the students.
Yes. Anybody else? Okay. Anything else?
No, not on my end. Thank you.
Thank you. And last, we have an update on fall 2025 student scholarships. Mr. Rene Gonzalez.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, trustee, members of the committee, President Ramirez. For the record, Rene Gonzalez, Director of Development. In front of you and on the screens, you see the amount of funds that have been captured and given away at the same time for the years 23, 24, 25, and then the fall of 25 and 26. You can see for the year 23, 24, and endowments in year 24, 25, we had an increase of $500,000 in work between interest, bringing in individuals that donated to the college. And so that's both, and some money that we've been able to recalculate and bring back into the endowment system. Donor designated scholarships, when Ms. Jessica brought up the 884,000, this kind of breaks it up for you. So the donor designated scholarships are, example, LISD gave X student $1,000 and it goes directly to the scholarship program. Or McDonald's gave their 10 employees $500 each. And so when they registered, those $500 are already in the system. So those are the donor designated scholarships versus the scholarships. And you can see that we're on pace for the same growth for the fall as we were in the fall, spring, and summer of last year, of 24-25. The 23-24, you see a huge increase, not only in dollars, but in scholarships. That had to do with when Dr. Ramirez came in my first year, and Dr. Ortiz challenged me to find funds. And so what we first did, we did an audit from 2008 all the way to 2024, 23. And we were able to find a lot of money that would not been spent or had been set aside. So that's the increase. And because of those audits, this year and next year, this year and last year and this year will probably be the same. It'll go back down again because we spent all the money that was left and or that had not been spent. We've had some donors that were very challenged by the fact that their money had to be spent. So we made a promise to them to try to get them in the future to give us again money to spend their dollars. And the scholarship, you can see the scholarship revenues from 2024 was $1 million. And in 24-25, we responded $1,800,000. So you see the increase, not only finding, but the growth. An example, as Ms. Martinez stated, we visited with the Texas Trucking Association in late spring of last year. And between this spring and fall, we have close to $25,000 that have been given in scholarships by the association itself toward trucking tuition, to the truckers' tuition.
Oh, good.
So we move and continue the partnership. We've tweaked it a little. They're working closer with us. In the beginning, the checks were taking a little bit longer, so we'd lose a couple of students that would either find a job or go somewhere else to try to raise the money. So we had to capture, so we sat that back down with them, and now we actually know when the check's coming. I'll get a call from their office saying, we just registered the individual, has the check got in here? And we said, okay, we talked to the association. It should be there in a week or two. We start getting the student ready on the Texas Workforce, their program section, and we're ready to go. So we let the student know that his money is coming to register and not go away. So we're doing a lot of that, and we continue to ask for funds from donors. We've got a very good program. Thanks to you all as board members, when you voted to increase the interest rate, you're seeing in the numbers of everyone. And the endowment money, as you know, a lot of the endowment money goes into scholarships. So the interest from the endowment goes into a scholarship. And we use the TACC format and the case format where we give out enough to where there'll be enough interest coming in year 4 or 5. So it's always rotating. There's money always in the bank for at least a scholarship or 2 or 3, depending on the amount that's in the endowment. So we're constantly looking at the accounts. We work very closely with the accounting department to make sure that the funds are there, that we are depositing the money that needs to be deposited, and that it's being transferred and put into focus at the beginning of the spring, at the beginning of the fall, and summer session. Also, we make sure that we have some money available for the summer.
Very good. Any questions, anybody?
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. With that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Someone.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, guys. Very good information.
Go Cowboys. Dame la sopa. Me I'm a Cowboy.
I know, everybody in Laredo and Texas and everywhere.
Hazel, that's what I was gonna tell you. I need a copy of your